Now I'd like to move on to the Q&A session. We have one question from audience. Our audience asks, is it possible to apply for JCM funding by the same methodology which was approved before? And for that question, I would like to ask Mr. Tanabe to provide the answer. Sorry, if you could give us a moment, he's making his way here. So I'll repeat the question. Yes, I will repeat the question. Sorry, just a moment. Excuse us. Is it possible to apply for JCM financing by the same methodology which was approved before?
Yes, sure. You can apply for that technology for the same technology already, approved.
Thank you. And I think would also like to point out that although you can apply for a JCM project under the same methodology, the ratio of JCM coverage can go down from 50% down to 40 to 30%, depending on how many of the same project we have in one country. So those information can be found on our website. Would you like to add anything? No, okay. So yeah, if you need more information about methodology, what kind of coverage you can get under JCM, you can always contact us by our email address, and we'll be happy to provide further information. Thank you. Okay, I'd like to move on to the question from one audience. So one of our audience asked for to Mr. Kabragi. So why did you install the modules on the water on this project? And what is the advantage of PV on the water compared to normal one? And what is the technical difficulty of PV system on the water?
Okay, so putting on water PV has many advantages. One big advantage is that it will utilize unused land. For example, like people living in the city, there's many like water pond which cannot use for store or living or market. And then to make power generation PV require many space. For example, of our 5 megawatt, it normally including other like inverter MDB transformers, to make 5 megawatt, it requires about 50,000 square meter. If we use this land for another opportunity, for example, factory or like living or like supermarket, it will make it like a human life like richer. But then like meanwhile, there's many water which cannot be used. So utilizing such land is like enrich the city. And the second is for the PV modules characteristic. If the temperature of the PV modules increase, it will decrease the efficiency. For the testing the result, putting on water because of the water evaporation efficiency on water floating PV compared to the same panel, the efficiency increase about 10 to 15%. And the third reason is we can put the we can use a water pond nearby living. That meaning is we can avoid putting the transmission line. For example, our another project in Laos, most of the power to the Vientiane city come from the 100 kilometer far from the hydro. So in Japan's case, putting a 100 kilometer transmission line cost nearly 100 million Japan yen. But by putting the power generation nearby the city, we can reduce transmission cost. And then for the coming 25 years, we can also avoid transmission line maintenance cost as well. So that's why we choose unused land water pond for our PV system.
Thank you very much for that answer. We also noticed that there are more questions than we can answer today. Unfortunately, we have run out of time and we won't be able to answer everything. But we will post our answers on the webinar page at a later time. So please check back our website, our event page if your question was not answered. You're also welcome to contact us by the email. And if you have any additional questions or if you missed the opportunity to send us questions today.